Welcome back to the Den. I'm Caden Martz, and I'm here with a returning guest now helping me host an episode, James Bryant. James, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Caden. Excited to be on the podcast again.
Yeah, so today we've got a little bit different. Only we talk about Oviedo sports, but today we're going to do an NBA first round draft, mock draft. So me and James, we're big into looking at the prospects and looking at the scouting, and we both watch NBA a little bit here and there. So I'd like to say we know a thing or two about the prospects in this draft.
Definitely, yes.
So I guess without further ado, we might as well get into it. James, do you want the odd picks or the even picks?
I'll take the odd picks.
All right, so this means James is going to get to go first. James, just let our audience know, what team is picking, maybe walk them through your thoughts a little bit.
Okay, so for the first overall pick, it's going to the Wizards. And obviously, they're taking Cooper Flag, unanimous number 1 overall pick. He does pretty much anything on the court. Hard playing defender, can score, assist, rebound, let you do anything. That's an easy pick for them.
Yeah, Cooper Flag, pretty clearly the number 1
Yes.
prospect in this draft. The Jazz is at the second pick, and this is my pick, and I'm going to go with the obvious second pick in the draft. That's Dylan Harper out of Rutgers. Obviously, highly touted prospect coming out of high school. Went to Rutgers, a little bit of a unique decision. You may see why in the next pick, but he's turned out a little inconsistent in college, but he's got the flashes, and he has a really high upside going in the NBA.
Okay, and then for the third pick, it's going to the Hornets. I think they're obviously going to take Ace Bailey. The first 2 picks are kind of already known. Ace Bailey, excellent scorer, great 3-point shooter, great height at 6'10". He can play the 2 or 3, I'd say. And that'd be a great pick for the Hornets.
Yeah, I do like what's his name?
Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey.
I do like Ace Bailey, but I am a little worried about his consistency going into the league. I do believe he was consistent in college, but he is a little. You can't be worried about those injuries sometimes, and I don't know if I would like to send him to a team like the Hornets, which has struggled to develop a talent that has a high upside, but they can also struggle a little bit.
That's completely fair.
For me here, I've got the New Orleans Pelicans at the 4th pick. Pelicans just traded Brandon Ingram, so they may be looking for that wing. We're going to go with VJ Edgecombe here. A 6'5" shooting guard, maybe a little shorter if we're trying to run him at the 3, but this guy's just uber athletic. You've seen some of his dunks. He had an almost dunk in the ball in, all the way across the court. But VJ Edgecombe, a guard out of Baylor, just a very athletic player. He knows how to score. He's just very talented.
He's one of my favorite players in this draft. Okay, for the 5th pick, it's going to the Sixers. I think I would like a Trey Johnson here. Shooting guard. He can play the wing. He's got great height. He was an excellent scorer in Texas. Definitely their best player. Led them to a decent record for Texas. The season didn't go out how they hoped, but Trey Johnson is a star player. He'll definitely make the league. Great defender, too.
Gotcha. With the 6th pick here, I've got the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets would like a higher pick than the 6th pick, as they have had a poor roster this year and just a poor season. Looking at their needs, they could really get a pick anywhere. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna assume Nick Claxton is getting traded, and we'll take a player that maybe might look a little bit like him. Kaman Malawak out of Duke.
Great pick.
Amazing defender, a 7'2" center. He's been one of maybe the best center defender in college
definitely.
basketball this year. And just uber talented. He's got upside out the wazoo. So yeah, we're gonna pick Malawak out of Duke here.
Okay, so for the 7th pick, it's with the Raptors. I'm gonna go with Derek Queen. I think they could use a big. I think they should go away from Pirtle, and I think they go with the younger side, Derek Queen. In my opinion, with Derek Queen, I kind of see a Joel Embiid a little bit. And I think his shooting can get a little better too.
Yeah, don't tell Merrick you picked Derek Queen. Merrick, our other co-host, is not a Derek Queen fan. With the 8th pick here, got the Miami Heat. Miami Heat, a talented team. Obviously, they lost Jimmy this year, but Tyler Hero, he's shown some upside. We know how good Bam is. Kelly Oubre was a great pick last year. I might look towards the point guard spot though for the future, and we're gonna go with Kasparas Jakučionis. I've been famously not a hater of Kasparas, but
A little bit of a hater.
A little bit of a hater of Kasparas. I'm a little wary of his consistency in his scoring and definitely his defending, but I definitely do see the upside. It's definitely there. So we're going to go with him at 8 to the Heat.
Okay, so for the 9th pick, it's going to Spurs. I'm going to go with probably one of my favorite players in the draft in Colin Murray-Boyles. He's an excellent player. He's very similar to Jeremy Sochan, another 4 for the Spurs. He's a great playmaker, can rebound, great big. He's smaller, like at 6'7" height, but he's got good weight though.
Yeah,
so he can definitely play bigger than his actual
I
height.
said he should have committed last year to the draft, but he's brought his stock up
Yeah.
for sure. So
Not a good pick now.
he ended up making the right decision.
Yeah.
With the 10th pick here, I've got James's Portland Trailblazers. That's my co-host's favorite team. And this roster is not terrible. You've got some bright spots. I think they do need to find an identity here. I think a man who could help them find that identity. We'll go with a Ben Seraph. I know James is a big fan of this prospect, and I know they have some talented wings, but I think maybe getting that European connection, helping with Avdia and other players
Reminds me
like
a lot of Avdia too.
Yeah, very similar player. Ben Seraph, he's a great scorer. He really uses his length. Even though he is 6'6", he's got a great wingspan.
Oh, yeah.
He uses that length to score. So Ben Seraph out of Israel, that's going to be my pick here.
Okay. All right. Chicago Bulls with the 11th pick. I feel like they could go a lot of routes here too. They obviously got some good young talent with Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis. So I think they could definitely take a 4 here and go with Austin Newell, a great post player, good rebounder. Obviously one of the best high school athletes there is. I think he'd be a good player. Could definitely plug in there. Can play. I think he could play the 5 too, but definitely more traditionally a power
Austin
forward.
Newell. I'd probably like to see him gain some weight, maybe put on a little more muscle
definitely a
before.
little skinny
Because
right
6'11", but he definitely looks very skinny. He does play pretty big,
He
though.
does play big.
I will give that. I'll give it to him. Next here at the 12th pick, we've got the Mavericks. Obviously, everyone knows what happened to the Mavericks this season. Crazy trade, get rid of Luka. I may go with the new Luka, Yegor Demon out of BYU, another European. Went to the famously Mormon school. Yegor, very talented prospect. He doesn't really have too many weaknesses. He did struggle there, going to the end of the season, but he has picked it up, or he did pick it up until he got eliminated from March Madness. And I think they could just try to go with another European stud.
Okay, so for the 13th pick, Caden's favorite team,
Yes.
the Hawks. I don't see them picking a guard here. I like Conca here. Great shooter. I'd say best shooter in the draft. The only thing that worries me a little about him is his athleticism. But in the ACC tournament, Cooper Flag got injured. I don't know if Conca could be the #1 scorer for that team. But when Cooper Flag was injured, Conca definitely stepped up, and I think that definitely raised the draft stock a lot.
Yeah, I'd say I'd be pretty happy with a Conca pick. I do like our roster for the Hawks, but we are maybe missing some shooting, I would say,
Yeah.
And especially just not in the guards. Everywhere else, we do need that shooting.
Definitely.
14th pick, last pick of the lottery here for the Rockets. Rockets have had a great season. They've shown a lot of flashes. Obviously, players like Dylan Brooks, that was a newer-ish addition, and Amen Thompson especially. He has been a standout star for this team. I do worry about Fred VanVleet's future with this team. And
Definitely get older.
Yeah, definitely. And Jalen Green, maybe his lack of playmaking could come in a little bit as a worry. So we might look to a guard, that could maybe be a playmaker for the future. I'm not a huge fan. I'm between Jeremiah Fears and Jace Richardson right now. And I look at Jeremiah Fears. I do love his scoring. I'm a big fan of his scoring. But I will go with Jace Richardson here. I believe he would definitely fit the Rockets a little bit better, as he can do a little more. He's definitely a wider base player. He's not just that scoring like some would say Fears is. And even though he's 6'3", the Rockets, they still have good defending around those guards too. So I'm going to go with Jace Richardson here at 14. And since we're out of the lottery, we might pick it up here just so this podcast isn't like an hour long.
All right, 15th pick, going to the Magic. Definitely need some shooting. I'm going to take either between Liam McNeely or Jeremiah Fears, both great shooters. I'm going to go Liam McNeely just because I feel like they could use some more wings in the Magic. I think that would definitely help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Liam McNeely, his shot didn't quite get there this year, and seeing as he's going to the Magic, it's...
He can still shoot.
He can still shoot, but, I mean, the Magic is definitely not the place to go if he can't shoot.
I like that pick.
Yeah, I do too. For the Spurs, we got the 16th pick. We did take Colin Murray-Boyle, so I probably won't look to a wing. They have De'Aaron Fox, they have Chris Paul, but I've kind of liked to see how those two have been able to play together or separate. Unfortunately, I mean, Fox is out for the rest of the season because he's definitely hurt and definitely not just sitting out. But I wouldn't want to take Fears here. I would because he's kind of similar to Fox in some ways.
Yeah.
So we may look to more of a shooting guard. I don't want to take an older player here. I think that would be silly because they're not a team that's quite there yet. Oh, sure, we'll go with a Frenchman, Noah Essengay. I'm a big fan of Essengay. I think he can do all the offensive kinds of scoring. You know, he's not a one-trick pony.
Good playmaker, too.
Yeah, he's a little skinny. I'd like to see him get a little bigger, but he's obviously got that French connection with Wemby.
Yeah. Okay, for the 17th pick, Jazz have the pick. They already took Dylan Harper, so I'm looking for a wing. I'm going to take Carter Bryant, one of my favorite players. Very athletic and shoot the ball. I think he's got a lot of high upside. He didn't show a whole lot with Arizona, but I could see him becoming a very good player in the NBA.
I agree. I think it's a good pick right there. We've got the Timberwolves with the 18th pick here. Timberwolves have obviously a very solid roster, so we're probably not looking too young right now. They've got a player, a good Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert up top. Julius Randle, although we're not sure maybe where he might end up. You know, he might lead this team. So he may look a little bigger here, and I'm going to pick a player who can play the 5 and the 4. I'm going to go with Danny Wolf.
Great pick.
They love these bigs who can shoot, and Danny Wolf is the definition of that. 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and he can shoot. I think that's a great pick for the Wolves.
Great shot blocker, too. Okay, for the 19th pick, going to the Nets, they can pretty much take whoever they want here. I'm gonna take Jeremiah Fears.
I think it's a great pick. Yeah.
I think having two great scoring guards like Cam Thomas and Jeremiah Fears, putting them together, I think that'd be a very great duo.
Gotcha. 20th pick here. It's the OKC Thunder. We know how great the Thunder is. They don't really, again, need any young talent that they. I mean, they already drafted that Topic last year, Nikola Topic.
Yeah, forgot about
we don't even. I mean, we forget about him. I may look for some wing shooting. I think this whole team can shoot. We know that, but maybe looking towards that depth might need it. Alex Caravan is we're gonna go with. He's a champion. He knows how to win. Maybe he could bring that champion energy to OKC, the UConn wing.
Definitely. Okay, 21st pick with the Heat. They took Kyle Spurs with the first pick. I'm gonna go with a wing type player. I'm gonna take Nick Clifford. I think he low-key kind of reminds me of like a poor man's Jimmy Butler. I could see him becoming like that great rebounder at 6'6".
He really hustled. You know, a lot of hustle on that kid. He almost took Colorado State in a March Madness. Almost took them on like a crazy run.
Yes.
22nd pick here with the Pacers. I do not watch enough Pacers ball because they're good, and I can't really tell you exactly why.
They're a weird team.
Very weird team. Obviously, we know Tyrese Halliburton's very talented. You look towards the Pascal and Miles Turner. That seems like seems to be working out for them. We might look towards a wing here, you know, to pick for them, and maybe just one for them to be good now at this moment. Oh, wings are a little rough to find here actually right now.
Will Riley maybe?
I could see Will Riley. I don't like his size though. I'm a little worried about him.
6'8"? You don't like that?
Well, I meant like his weight. I do think he's a little small. Well, I'm gonna go with a player here that might not be expected. Rasheer Fleming out of St. Joseph's. This guy. Very athletic. He plays bigger than 6'9", but
240 pounds.
240 pounds. He can. I mean, he can play the 3. He can play the 4. He can probably play the 5 even.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think he's going a little under the radar here because he plays at a school like St. Joseph. But he's an uber talented kid.
Yeah. Okay. 23rd pick, Hawks pick again. Already took Conka Nipple. I could see them taking another big here. Maybe could use some more big depth with Onyeka and Clint Capella, who
probably will be gone.
Should be
soon.
shocked. So I'm gonna take a big. I'm gonna take Janai Broom.
Love that pick.
One of the best college basketball players. Shows a lot of heart when he plays. Great player. Can shoot the ball too. I think that'd be a great pick for the Hawks.
I agree. I mean, getting a big man with that kind of heart and he can shoot too.
Definitely.
That's exactly what the Hawks need right now. The Wizards, we obviously had them take Cooper Flagg with the first pick, but here at number 24, again, this is a team that can probably use just about anything right now. We'll probably look at upside here. I would take Phylon. I know you're big on Phylon, but I'm a little bigger on Boogie. Boogie Fland. Obviously, I do like the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm still a Gators fan, you know, but secondary Arkansas Razorbacks. So I've seen Boogie play. Boogie's he was a little sketchy in the March Madness run.
Come back from injury.
So yeah. But I think if we give him a whole off season and give him some time to develop that shot and make sure it's sound and perfect, I think he's gonna be a great player.
Definitely. Okay, 25th pick, going to Magic again. I think what they need mostly is shooting. They already took Liam McNeely, a wing type player. So I'm
shooting is kind of hard to find right now on the board.
Yeah, definitely. I could see them taking a big here too. I don't know about Wendell Carter's future. Goga's a solid player, so I'm actually gonna take a big here. Thomas Sorber. Some of them not that high on.
I'm a big Thomas Sorber fan.
Yeah, he's definitely a good post player. solid rebounder, so I'm gonna give that for the Magic.
He's just so good at defense, in my opinion. He plays like stronger than he is. He's not the biggest guy, but he plays like he's like very, very strong.
Yeah.
We've got the Brooklyn Nets here. This is their third first-round pick, and not even their last first-round pick. We already took Mollywalk. We already took Fears. Why don't we look to the wing here for them? I mean, I don't know how they didn't ship Cam Johnson yet. I don't
definitely.
know why he's still on this roster. So we may take a Cam Johnson replacement in Noah Penda, another French prospect.
Great playmaker.
James knows a little bit more about this guy than me.
A great playmaker. He's a 6'8" guard. 6'8" forward, my bad. Great playmaker. He's a good shooter too. I think he's a great role player. And I think he can contribute right away for any team. Okay, Nets pick again, second. So, fourth pick in the draft for them.
We're gonna take a guard, a center, a wing.
I think they can reach here. I think they can take anyone who they really want.
Yeah, he's looking way down the board.
I'm looking for someone who maybe doesn't look good right away. I'm gonna take Nolan Traore. He's got someone who's very high in the start of the year, but definitely slowed down a lot.
Yeah, he was getting mocked like as high as 3, basically. But that shot just wasn't falling.
No one really knows where his ceiling is, so I think go to a Nets where pretty much they can
play him a lot and give him that experience.
They can develop him. I think that would be a good spot for Nolan.
I think that's a great pick there for James to go to the Nets. Next, we've got the Celtics. We know how good the Celtics are. They do not need someone to come in and be a young talent for them. I mean, this roster, it's pretty sound. You know, there's nothing that they obviously need. I may look to Luke Cornett and question his future as a real player. So I'm going to take my favorite senior this entire draft, Ryan Kalkbrenner. Great defender, great shooter, great playmaker too for the Creighton. He really ran that offense this season, and he controlled that defense.
Oh, yeah,
7'1", 270 pounds. He can be kind of like the white Robert Williams, you know?
I didn't think about that. That's pretty good.
Maybe to replace him on the Celtics.
All right, great pick. 29th pick going to Suns. I think there's an obvious pick here. LeBron Philon.
LeBron Philon?
LeBron Philon.
LeBaron.
Okay, whatever.
It does not matter how to say his name.
Okay, point guard. I think he'd definitely go way higher than he's going right now. I love him. I love his heart. He's great. He's a solid defender, and Suns definitely need someone who can definitely facilitate the floor. They need a true point guard, and he's a true point guard.
Yeah, Philon stepped in this year to Alabama, and he just improved that roster immediately. James has him mocked around like 15 sometimes, most of the time, so really surprising he dropped this far. Yeah. Final pick of the draft here, it's going to go to the Clippers. Clippers had an interesting season this year. They made some weird trades. They got Bogey from my Hawks.
He's playing good. Ben Simmons too. But I would say I'd like to look to the future and maybe look for some more shooting. They have James Harden, but other than that, the shooting may be a little hard to find on this roster. Oh, man, shooting is hard to find in the draft, too. I could go with Walter Clayton, my Gator, you know. Could be a reach to some people.
It would be a reach to a lot of people. We actually might look to maybe get Kawhi's backup, or the new Kawhi. We'll go with JT Toppin. I'm just picking this guy because I'm a fan of him. JT Toppin. Seen him play at Texas Tech. He gets so many rebounds. He's
very fun player.
Great at scoring. Plays very strong, and he's very powerful in the post.
Can shoot the ball, too, at 6'9".
Yeah. Well, that'll do it for our draft. What do you say is the best pick of our draft?
I'd
say we had some good. I think Suns definitely got a steal there.
Definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I like the Nick Clifford.
Nick Clifford.
The more I think about him, the more I could really see him like be a good player. Like 6'6", great playmaker, shooting guard, rebounds. He can do everything.
Yeah. But that'll probably do it for us, guys. Thank you for listening. Obviously, a little bit of a longer episode, but you know we enjoy doing this. So
yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for listening. Please check out ovitojournalism.com, Ovito Now Instagram. Check out the partner podcast, The Roar, and yeah, have a good one. Thank you guys for listening.